Okay, everybody, hello. I'm here with my student Nate Schumann. He's going to watch me play you guys in a very defensive fashion today. I decided to dedicate this day, this Banter Blitz today, to defense. Like Muhammad Ali. Defend, but then look for that big shot. Okay, so be careful. I'll be defending. I won't be attacking. Even if you give me a lot of chances, I'll just sit back and enjoy. Wait till you make mistakes. So think about that. Think about how you can change your strategy. But let's see how you do. Anyway, good luck. This is, once again, Grandmaster Max Dlugy, if you don't know who I am, playing you guys in a very defensive fashion. So let's take a look. Good luck, everybody. Let's see who comes first. And our old friend Fork and Pin. Okay, we're going to defend today, Fork and Pin, so good luck. Good luck. Okay, E4, defensive. C6, very defensive. D5, very defensive. Okay, I'm defending. Okay, I'm taking this and defending by going knight D7. A popular line. And now knight E5. Nice move. Now I'm going to defend against the bishop going to C4 by playing bishop E6. Although, interestingly enough, Karpov thinks knight d7 equalizes here. We had an interesting discussion about him, about this line, and he thought knight d7 and black has no problems whatsoever. And now, let's see what white plays. This is very, very classic, what you're doing. I'm going to play something interesting that you probably have not seen that much before, knight e4. It's a normal move if white plays c4. In fact, this is a novelty that I wrote about that both Karpov played in his match against Sokolov. Okay, f5, cool, very nice. And as I said, we're in the defensive mode today. So let's see how we should defend against this onslaught. Okay, first let's move our queen to a slightly better spot. Start with that. That will connect the rooks. And then once the rooks are connected, we can try to do something. Okay, queen d. Okay, now let's move this knight out somewhere nicer, you know, like f3. F3 is a good move for you, right? And then let's win a bishop for a knight. That's always a nice little swap that I like to do. Okay, anyway, some bishop. Some bishop for some knight. Okay, and defensive play, bishop f7. That's me defending, as I promised. Okay, let's... this is interesting, actually, because I can now take the pawn on a2, and it's not so bad to take the pawn on a2, because then I can trade queens. If I don't take the pawn on a... Okay, you can play c4, but I'll play b5, and if we swap those, you'll have a weak d-pawn. That's an interesting move. Let me try that. Let me try that, actually. Yeah. Let me try that. Just take that. Okay. And I was going to take this one and defend the 7th rank by playing here and try to get you to finally do something with this rook of yours. Okay? That was my plan. Fork and pin. And finally my bishop returns home, having done its dirty deed of taking off your a pawn. Now I have a 2 bishops advantage in an ending. Okay, well played. Bishop knight d2 to exchange to swap these beautiful bishops that I have. I'd like to stop it, but probably it's not worth it. So the rule of thumb is to move the pawn that's going to be unopposed in ending. So that's what I'm doing. And thank you for helping my king towards the center. But basically, I spent that time, even though I gave away the bishop, I spent that time improving my overall position. So let's see if this is enough of an advantage to actually win the game. As you see, I was just defending. That's all I was doing. No attacks or anything like that. Okay. Okay, what is this? Now there's so many interesting moves I can try. A3, rook a1. What to do on that? Or maybe b4. Yeah, let's make maybe b4. Let's try to break through somewhere, right? That tries to activate my bishop or activate my a pawn. Okay, bishop it is. I'm activating my bishop, and now I can really go into the ending with rook e8, or I can go into this little ending. This is interesting. The rook and pawn ending. That's also interesting. Look at this. The advantage of a bishop against a knight, by the way, is that very often you can just swap one for another. So let's see how this goes. Okay, and here I can go back here, and it's not easy, I think, for black. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe fork and pin will find a way to deal with the likes of me. But let's now I switch the attack. I switch the attack, as you can see, and now I switch the attack again, and now I check. And this is the whole point of my beautiful endgame play. I have now secured myself. No, this, my friend, is a bad idea for two reasons. One is I can take the b pawn, but secondly is I can go into this very nice king and pawn ending and just keep pushing my pawn. King b3 and a3 would be the next moves. Okay, very simple. Just defend, and one day good things may happen. Good, tough game, fork and pin, but defense won out. Okay, deep forward, and I'm just going to start slowly. Nothing special. I'm just going to be in a bit of a defensive mode. Okay, as I said, defense. That's all it's about. Just defending. Okay, no attack, just defending. Nothing special. Not trying for anything. Just slowly getting my pieces out. Yes, of course, and just looking for opportunities as they arise without getting too aggressive. Okay, just defending. That's all. It's not easy to play just defense. It's always good to combine defense and sometimes attack. But today, let's experiment with the idea of simply defending. Now, I can expand my queen side a bit with c4, b4, moving the knights out. Black should be playing the king side. h5, knight h7, f5, knight f6, the other knight, and then somehow move the pawns over. One idea. Many other ideas as well, but let's see which one our friend Deepfort chooses in this particular case. He's deep in thought for now, and that's a good thing. Okay, b6. Okay, b6. I'm not so scared about, because now with this a4 move, maybe black should have played a6 or a5. I take some space on the queen side, and that's going to be a bit of a problem for black as I move my pieces out. So let's see if I can just get out one piece, attack the deep one. Okay, here I can just go after a bishop. As you can see, they're good friends of mine. I like what? Oh, I see. It's not. Black can't actually defend that bishop, and he's going to lose material. That's why he resigned. I'm sorry. I did not realize that. Fine. Next game then. Okay, so you can see even from a defensive position, very quickly you can get active. Okay, our friend Dlugy, always a tough player, and so we're going to try to defend straight off. We're going to try to defend straight off. Here's our first defensive move, g3. Trying to get defensive as much as possible against Dlugy. Dlugy has always been tough. So we're going to defend like it's the end of the world. Okay, should I play c4 or just... Okay, I'll play c4, but that's as active as I can go today. Okay, I'm going to win that pawn back. I'll try to anyway. Okay, let's try to win that pawn back. Okay, Dlugy knows best. Let's see. Let's see what Dlugy knows. This has been a very popular line world over. So, what should I do? Maybe rook d1. That should be a good move in general. Okay. And now, what if I take this knight and play for this little bind of mine? Let's see if this idea works. I want to get my knight on c6. That's all I want to do, really. Not much more. But once my knight reaches c6, it will be difficult for black to actually move his pieces pretty much anywhere. So let's see how black develops his position and how he solves these issues of the knight coming to this glaring c6 square. Okay, well, my knight's there. And my knight's definitely there. And my pawn is now on e4. And that's also a good thing because it wants to go to e5. Okay, well, that's good for me. Now I just develop, right? No one's stopping me. I'm controlling the whole board, basically. With this knight on c6, I'm cutting across in every direction. And it's very difficult to see how black is going to get himself out of this predicament. Okay, he tries to at least protect the c pawn, and that's logical. Now my knight tries to get to e5. Let's see what black does. Okay, good defensive move. Now black is on the defense. Actually, it's kind of interesting. We switched gears here. Okay, position like this, I like to basically look at what weaknesses my opponents have and try to fix them. So let me try to play a3. Or maybe I should play, yeah, let me play a3 for now. I want to fix this b5 pawn on some weak square, because I think that would be quite annoying for black if I do that. Against Dlugy, we got to be very careful, always. Okay, and here I wanted to play a4, but yes, a4, just to make this bishop, the dark squared bishop, really not going anywhere. If we put pawns on the color of your opponent's bishops, we force those pawns there, then of course the bishop can't really move too much, and that's the idea here. So I want to play b3 next. I think that's just a simple way of playing. Okay, so I'm just going to play b3. That fixes. Okay, and I can understand how interested Dlugy is in trying to exchange that knight. So I'm going to try to not to exchange that knight. Maybe I can hold it with the queen if knight goes to b8, for example. So in any case, I'm going to keep the control of the square c6 forever, whether it's doubling rooks or whatever. And my plans are quite simple. I can just play. Okay, here I can play queen b5. Now I'm actually threatening sometimes. Okay, okay. And now I'm just gonna. Should I keep the queens or not? I'll keep the queens. I think that's a good idea to just keep the queens a bit. Who knows? Maybe I'll open up the king at some point. Even though I promised to just defend, but maybe one day. And basically, it's a question of a bad bishop against a good knight, and it's very difficult because the bishop has no square. So I just double on the c file for now. So my queen is now free to go, and moves like h4, h5 come to mind, so that I can get some more out of this position. Just slowly improving the position all over the board. Okay, now black is going to find it difficult to move g6, the pawn to g6. Now, if let's say I play queen c4, I can play then maybe knight e5, or maybe even, see, how should I play this? Yeah, let's see if I can play knight e5 here. Okay, and now this is interesting. Now, Of course, exchanging would be pretty good for black, but let me move my knight to d3 for now. Maybe knight. Okay. Let me change my mind. Okay, I think I'm allowed to change my mind. So let me try some other stuff. Let me move my queen to e2. Okay, this I don't want to exchange now. I'm not interested in exchanging anything around here, so I'll just pass time here. Okay, queen e3. Okay, this one I can exchange because I don't think the ending would be good for black. And now I can play d5, and this is, of course, a double attack. The e6 pawn and the rook on a7 are hit. So slowly I'm getting some progress out of this position. A full pawn, and it's not really a pawn, it's that the position is quite dodgy, actually, because now I can play rook g6 next and attack all kinds of things. The pawn on g5. Okay, so let me do that. Let me show you what I mean. Rook g6. I'm threatening h6. I'm also threatening to bring the other rook to g5. Let's say rook c5, rook g5. That's devastating. Okay. So let me do that, in fact. Now, to avoid immediate mate, probably queen f3 is the only move. Otherwise, I don't know, rook g7 is maybe threat. Okay, this is a cool idea. Now let me just play rook g. Oh, what should I play? There's so many things to play. h6 is also promising. Okay, well, I'll play this. I'll play this. Just to line up my rooks. And now I'm thinking that I should just exchange one pair of rooks. I'll play h6 now. I'll actually play h6 now. So as to exchange one pair of rooks if black goes rook f8. Okay, now I don't have to exchange. I can just take the pawn. And of course, lots of things are happening that are not very good for Dlugy, including very short time situation. But let me just press on with my pawn. Okay, that doesn't scare me at all. And let me press on with my pawn. That doesn't scare me at all, as I said. And now take, and take, and push. Wow. And how about if I go here? And check, and check, and check, and stop this pawn. Huh? Isn't that a nice combination? Thank you. Okay, Dlugy, that was tough, but you got yourself into a bad situation straight out of the opening. The c6 square is nothing to be proud of when you give it away. So it wasn't a good defense for me, but I don't know. I started in a defensive way, but yes, my student correctly points out that it wasn't a very good defense by me. I didn't get to defend. So I'll try to defend twice against Pipera then, especially as he's very well prepared. So I'm going to play the Caro-Kann, the most probably defensive opening out there, and a very aggressive stance from the preparer, who's very well prepared. So I'm going to try to also do. Okay, let me bring out my forces a bit. Okay, black is playing white's playing very solidly, but I'm also not that scared here. I think I'm just very well defended overall. Nothing to worry about. White has a slight space advantage with the pawn on e5, but how does he engineer real attack on the king side? Not so easy. Knight d2, true. Okay, now I should play with the b5, b4 in mind, so let me bring out the rook to do that. Okay, no, I want to do it for sure. That pawn? Ah, nice. Knight takes a5, pawn takes pawn. And if knight c6, I don't know. Okay, I gotta check this out. I'm sorry. I know you have something in mind, but I want to check it out exactly how it works, step by step. So knight takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, knight c6. I'm attacking two pawns. I don't know. b4, maybe. b4 immediately. That's a bit too much, I think, even for the preparer. Even though for the preparer, it's too much to give away so many pawns. And of course, I'm defending, as always, just defending. And now I'm 2 pawns up, and that's a good sign. Being 2 pawns up is always better than none. Or 1, for that matter. Okay, so another attack by the preparer, threatening probably, I don't know, nothing, because bishop takes pawn rook a8. So I have to figure out how to best thwart this aggression. So I'm going to kick this queen away for now. I think that's a reasonable way of doing it. Just kick it away, yeah. And then just protect my knight. That's all. That's all I wanted to do. Nothing special, just that. Two pawns is no laughing matter. But on the other hand, white has some initiative. So I'm going to bring in more pieces. When you're attacked on one side of the board, probably one of the best ways to deal with it is just to bring in more pieces there. So now there's no particular reason for me to take the knight now, especially since d7 is a decent square for my knight on b6. If I want to take on c7, c5. Okay, my student is suggesting knight takes b7 followed by bishop takes a6 here. It's a reasonable sacrifice, which will lead to still a very bad position for white, but maybe it's reasonable in terms of chances to try that. I don't know. We'll see if preparer decides to play with a rook against 2 pieces or just 2 pawns down. Tough choice. Tough decision. All right, he decides to do something strange because that doesn't quite work in the same way as what my student suggested, but fine, let's see. Let's see what compensation there is. Okay, so bishop b5 is, of course, a very serious pin, but I can resolve it by simply moving my queen out of the way. There were other moves like knight c4, but why should I sacrifice material to get something done when I can do it for free? So let's see. Let's see what. Okay, this is just a nice sacrifice. I will accept it, of course. And that was all she wrote. Okay, preparer, better prepare a little better. Okay, we have some interesting challengers here, including an international master. Wow, let's see if we can. We'll get him. We'll play him, defending all along. Okay, Max Happy. Hello, Max Happy. We played before. Okay, let me start by defending. Let me just start by defending right now. Before it's too late, I will go into the defensive mode. My knight comes out, ready to defend every vicinity. All these squares, d4, e5, g5, h4 are defended now. Okay, no, I'm protecting myself. My king first. My king comes first, and then the rest. Okay. Now I'm fully protected. Okay, I'll keep bringing my pieces out in this sort of King's Indian attack fashion. Queen c7 is a little bit strange, to be honest with you. That's not a typical move. Okay, I'm just going to bring my pawns out so that I can bring my bishop out. There it is, a little more development. Wow, you are the one who's defending, but I should be attacking, but I don't want to, so I'm going to play queen e2. I don't want to attack. This is King's Indian attack, actually. It's a little weird not to attack in this line. But on the other hand, I'll just keep posting my pieces to reasonable squares and see what happens. See how it all goes. Okay, a little think from Max Happy. I wouldn't be so happy if I was Max, even though I am, in a way, because here the knight is on e8 and the queen is on c7. It's kind of misplaced, all this stuff. So really, white should be playing things like just h4 and just attacking the... but I'm going to just pressure a bit on the queen side, because these pieces are really looking very, very strange to me. Okay, let me bring in my knight to a good position too. So these pieces are just very strange. And it's not an attack, it's just defending my knight, really. Just trying to defend my knight. Okay, there it is. Oh, I can take the bishop. But is that a good bishop to take? Let me go back. Let me go back, because I believe the bishop on d7 is a bit too passive. Yeah, and getting more passive. And here I am. Look at my strong pawn configuration. Okay. Okay, reasonable enough. White, I need to challenge what is going on here. And because things are happening. Okay, let me take this pawn here on d5 and simply pin the pawn on c5, because I don't see where the queen is going, but I want to use this pin in some serious way. The c5, the pressure on c5 is quite strong now, I believe. Probably in a way devastating. And now I got myself a whole pawn. That's such a beautiful pawn. I love pawns when they come for free. And now I can just keep bringing my pieces out. And so not only am I a pawn up, I also have a full control over the center. Okay, f5, that's really kind of asking for it, in my opinion. But let's see if I can bring the knight to d6, if that makes sense. So maybe actually knight g5. That looks even stronger, because e6 is now a square that's just begging to be taken up by my knights. Of course, the knight is hanging on e6 as well, so that's a bit of a problem for black. Well, okay, so my knight is going, which one? Which one, by the way? This one, probably, yeah? The e6 knight. So I want to open up the bishop while I'm doing it, because that's always a good thing, opening up an extra piece. If you choose between the two knights, makes sense. Okay, queen e6 is actually not such a bad move as well, because I can go in. Oh, what a nice trap. Look at this. Queen takes e6, king h8, knight f7 takes that knight, queen takes, and bishop takes c5, and I just lost my queen. No good. Not happening. Not on my watch. Okay, let's take this first rook and see if I can get some more out of this. And just a pin, just a friendly pin, nothing special. Exactly. So, and now let's take this knight in the hope that, yes, you capture back, and then just another friendly pinning move, like queen c4, for example. Maybe not the best move. The computer would probably go somewhere else. But, okay, this is easy enough for me. I'm going to take this guy, and I'm going to take that guy, and you see, you resign, so that's good enough for me then. All right, no attack, no, just slowly improving my position. Max Happy said no attack. He thought this was an attack. It's not really an attack. I'm getting white, but I'm trying to play slowly, very slowly. Here there's Eternal Warrior coming at me again, and I'm doing my King's Indian setup. I'm just defending with all my might. Okay, you know what? Just to make it very clear, I want to really just defend. Okay, so I'm playing h3, just a defensive move. Okay, I'm just going to defend. That's all I'm going to do this game. So you attack and I'll defend. Okay, here e3. Would not play it on a normal day. It's my defensive day. Here I am defending defending as much as I can this position. Yes, and gave away the. Okay, see, black is attacking and I'm defending. Black is really attacking. Black is really attacking. Okay, now you got me worried. You're really serious about attacking. Okay, I better start counterattacking or something. Defending is too much sometimes. In some positions you can't just defend forever. Alright, let me move my knight away from all this mess, because I don't know what's happening, but looks dangerous. Okay, let's take on d4, d5. You're really poised for attack here, huh? Wow. This could be a dangerous experiment here. A dangerous experiment here. But still, you know, I've seen worse. I've been in worse places. Let's move my king out. Wow. Yeah, this is not a suggested way of playing, by the way. This is just an experiment. I'm just defending to see if defense can hold. Okay? That's all I'm doing. Defending against my better judgment, let's put it this way. I have better judgment on this, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But, you know, okay, that's a good move. Putting a knight on a square like that cannot be wrong. Let's also put a knight on a square that's reasonable. It's definitely getting black to think about this. Okay, knight d4. I was actually thinking about that. Oh my god, oh my god. Okay, so, I don't know. What was I thinking about? How about just bishop e4? Okay, I'm defending. That's all I'm doing, guys. Nothing special. Just another defensive day at the office. Let's put it this way. And it's not easy when your opponent just defends. Okay, I'm gonna take this knight because that's been a ruin of mania. Poor boy, and now I have some light square control, which could be reasonable in terms of a defensive mechanism. So, see, I've defended all the way to getting some light squares. Okay, now black is leaving on his own from a nice outpost. I was going to kick him out with knight e2 next move, but it's already happened, which is nice. And I don't know. I don't feel so bad about my position anymore. Okay, now I can take that bishop, but I can also try to finally launch some sort of an attack, perhaps. Maybe I can just launch an attack by going a3 and b4. What do you think? Doesn't that make a little sense? Okay, let me move back. My queen is well positioned on that long diagonal, and I'm still thinking about b4. d4 pawn being a bit okay. That's fine. I was ready for that a while back. Okay, and now b4. Finally trying to break through, trying to get an attack going from my position of basically passivity, right, that I was in for a while. Okay, now let's open this up first. And let's see how I should proceed. I should be a bit careful here because okay, probably I can go like this, rook b1, threatening checkmate. Aha. Okay, I can play rook b2. Trying to double. Eventually, after doubling, something will have to happen, right? And yeah, the bishop on f4 isn't doing so much. Okay, now I can try to open up more lines with a4, a5. That would be nice. Black is in a... So out of a defensive position, where I'm still in, basically, I've suddenly created a monstrous attack, I believe. I see black is trying to get to my knight, but okay, okay, and now I've created this hole on b5, which is going to be difficult to fill in. And now finally, I can just mate, right? I mean, that's not bad either. Queen b7 mate. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, an attack, a one-move attack. What? Can you say it out loud so someone can hear it? Okay, nie teach this. Okay, I'm going to defend, but okay, c6 we played enough. So let's play defensive Sicilian. I don't know if that's possible. Let's play defensive Sicilian. Okay, yes, a closed Sicilian and a defensive one. Okay, let's see. Bishop b5. Okay, well, knight d4. I always think that if black plays bishop c4, I can win a tempo. I should do it, right? So I'll do that, and I'll keep defending my dark squares. This I see what you want. You want to mate me, and that's a nice idea. I'm thinking of a line here. I'm going to play this. This is a very nice defensive move, in my opinion. But let's see what you think about it. Okay, and now I'm going to play... I don't know what to play. This is so interesting. Okay, what if I play... Oh, this is so cool. Wow. I don't know. This is very interesting. So, okay, I'm going to castle. A good defensive move is to castle always. Okay, now the pawn on d4 is hanging, so I'm going to defend that pawn. Actually, can defend that pawn basically. The idea is if queen h3, trapping the knight, d5, winning the bishop. I mean, that's a simple idea, obviously, but it's important to notice these kind of things, because who knows? Things like that can happen to you. Even worse things can happen to you. So this is... Okay, now I will bring in my bishop. And now my knight can enter through g4 into the game. Okay, you stopped it, but now my knight can enter through f5. This was my idea. Now I will play f5, and my knight will go to f7 if necessary, and to other squares if f7 is not good. And the queen on f3, I'm not sure if it's a good piece. I'm not sure at all. So we'll see. This is a complicated position. We'll see what happens. But sometimes defense has its merits. Let's see. Okay, so as I promised, well, actually, maybe before playing f5. Maybe I should play e5. Because even if I play bishop e6 later, that's okay. And now f5. Should I play f5? Should I do something with that bishop on? I don't know. No, I like to play f5. I like to play f5. I think my pawns are so strong, coming in so strong. This has got to be pretty good, f5 here. The queen and the knight, they're just not operational. If I play f4, by the way, that's also going to be pretty strong, positionally speaking, because white's knight and bishop on c1 will not really be working at that point. So, and if white plays f4, I can take on e4 and play d3 check, take the knight, take the rook. I don't know. Even if I give up a queen, it looks pretty strong, something like that. Okay, well that's fine. I can take that. Okay, but how does that change? Okay, it kind of changes because now if I take on e4, you take on e5. Okay, and then if I play like bishop f5 though, not sure this is a good position for white, but maybe I have something better. Let's take a look, quick look, because I don't have that much time actually. Maybe I should just play bishop g7 because I have two bishops. I have a beautiful position in the center. White has a horrible knight on e2, and why do I need to jeopardize all of that to go into some wild goose chase? So here I am, not goose chasing at all, just improving my position here to the maximum. What a beautiful set of pawns in the center. What a horrible knight on e2. And there is my positional threat. As promised, f4. As promised, by the way. So there it is. Now, okay, now this is interesting. f3 I thought was very strong, but you think knight c1 is the move. Okay, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it because knights on c1. All these pieces are badly placed. Queen e7 is no good because I take the pawn on h3. I mean, knight c1 was had to be played, even though the position isn't that hot. This is just awful. So again, from a position of defense, we managed to create. Okay, you're still playing. I'm sorry. I better take that knight. We managed to create good counter chances. Okay, let's take this guy. Okay, and you're still in it to win it, huh? All right. Wow, not a really serious bishop move. That's really strange. What is going on here? Okay, I should attack this first then, and then cover this bishop so that there's no mate. Yes, and let's just take this guy, and yes, and then exchange queens, and that should be pretty good. Okay, now we're on the attack. Now it's happening. We're the attackers now. Okay, we are on the attackers. Attacking away is what we are, even though we're really defensive kind of people. But when you're forcing us, we're going to have to attack, okay? I don't know. Okay, well, we can play rook f1, but we can wait. We can wait on that basic idea and play it now. And now, I don't know, there's so many things to think about that I can't even think about them. Okay, so let's just do this, and do that. Okay, tough game.
When you played bishop e6, I think you had rook g6.
I don't think that really mattered. It'll be just a pawn. It was just a pawn. Okay, let's take a look at the next game. Let's play defensive again. Jay Russell, we played before. Hello. Let's play defensively once again. Just defensive play. And here we go. And there we are. Now, let's defend. H3. Okay, let's see if this works. I mean, this was the kind of stuff that Hikaru Nakamura was practicing against the top engines in the world, making draws against them, because they didn't realize that making contact with the pawns is quite a complicated thing. You first have to fix a target and then lever up against it, like a break a wave kind of thing. So they kept blocking out the position. He was able to run away with draws against these monsters. And of course, that worked for a while. So let's see if this kind of play works against Jerry Russell II. Okay. From the top of the defense. Defending away. Okay, black is, of course, a little better here. He's concentrated in the center, and white is just defending. Okay, this is a pawn sack. Let me calculate this. Pawn takes pawn, or maybe bishop takes knight first even. Bishop takes pawn takes, and then pawn takes pawn. I don't know. I'm kind of I just can't stop myself. I'm sorry. Let me take that knight. And take that pawn. As you saw, I did nothing to provoke this kind of aggression. I was a good boy, defending along, when this e4 came to bear upon my position. Okay, now black wants to play f5 and bring his pieces to life. I don't want that to happen, so I should play g4. Okay, now I can castle, right? I mean, no one stopped me from castling. I don't think I moved my king before, so why not castle? Good move. And I'm just trying to win back one of the two bishops that I had to give up in the process of winning a pawn. Okay, I want my bishop to be alive rather than my knight to be kicked back with f5, so I'll play bishop e4 first. Now I'm pressuring that knight on c6 and the pawn on b7. My knight can go to f5. Not a bad life, let's put it this way. Okay, the rook isn't really attacking the pawn c2, but it is potentially doing something. So maybe I want to get rid of that rook from there. But how can I do it? Maybe I should protect. For now, I should just protect here and see how it goes. Maybe kick that rook away with knight f1. Well, first take the knight and then kick the rook away. If I take the knight, you take the rook. Okay, so now I move my rook. And now I want to take the knight and play knight e4. That's a huge threat. I hope my opponent sees it, otherwise it won't be fun. Okay, he saw it. He saw it. But now I can take the knight anyway. Kick that rook back. And now maybe start by... Okay, black plays knight f4, f5. I play knight g3 with a tempo. And I need my rooks to start moving out. So c4 looks reasonable. And knight g3 wins the tempo for my rooks to start moving. Okay, now I can play knight h5. That actually attacks the bishop, which probably black doesn't want to give away. Oh. Well, whichever way he wants. Now, okay, f4 is not really a threat, so I can take the d file. I'll play f4 myself. Thank you very much. And I'll play b4, so you don't play bishop c5. And that really tucks in the bishop. Okay, time runs out on J. Russell. Tough game. But, somehow defense worked out this time around. Once again. So, let's see. Siberian, good luck. d4. Okay, what's a good defensive setup here? Okay, let's play d5. That's defensive enough, right? That's defensive enough. e6, that's defensive. You gotta call that defensive, right? c6, I mean, that's very defensive. How much more defensive can you get than that? Okay, let's continue with our line of thought, the defensive line of thought. Just playing defensively, that's all. Today is a day for defense, not offense. Next time, I'll play attacking moves every game. How about that? It'll be an interesting change. Bishop e7, just defending. Rook e8, I'm just going to defend. Just getting very, very passive on an ongoing basis. Okay, just slowly rolling out my position, not trying to get too fancy with it. Finding my chances later. Not now, not immediately, but later. Okay. Okay, a5, simple. a6 didn't work, fine. Let me take the b4 square away from you. Okay, no problem with that. h6, let's move the pawn out. Okay, let's take on c4. And let's move the knight out to d5 in a very super defensive fashion. Okay, this one I can take. Missing bishop takes d5 and bishop c7. Somehow I fell for it. But yes, this was a miss. I have to say, my friend, you had me in a way. You could have won a pawn by taking on d5. See, defensive play isn't that great. You have to be very careful. And here I wasn't quite careful. But now I will resume my state of alertness. Bishop d6. To try to exchange some pieces with f6 even. Oh, that's... I don't know. I mean, that's a piece sack. I mean, if I play g5, right? So... let me try it, but okay, fine, take it. But that's a whole piece. Yeah. I don't know where the compensation is, but I was playing as defensively as I could, believe me. Exchanging queens, one a piece down, is not a good idea. Although, I mean, I don't think black has much compensation to speak of to really have great ideas here, but my idea is to exchange pieces. And guess what exchange I'm thinking about? Yes, I'm thinking about this exchange. And the knight. The exchanging of the knight. Oh, that still goes. Now let's move my rook up to where it can attack pawns. Yes, now my rook will be attacking some pawns. My rook will be attacking some pawns, and then I'll add some more pieces to the attack, and probably will break through some of them. Here I'm taking the A4 pawn, and black. Okay, enough's enough, I agree. Okay, tough game. Next one. You could have had me with bishop takes d5, a well-known trap in the exchange variation of the Queen's Gambit. Okay, from Canada, hey? All right, how do we defend here? Let's try with this move, knight c3. Another nice defensive ploy. Okay, e4. g3. Bishop g2. Okay, d3. Just defending, that's all I want to do here. Yes, no attack. Yes. Yes. Okay, I was going back anyway. And here. Here. And that's okay. Here. Okay, so very routine stuff. Okay, developing all our pieces to reasonable position. Okay, how about if I take? Bishop takes. Okay, actually, strangely I didn't even consider that move. And I should have, because that's an obviously good move. Okay, let's take this one now. And now we have possibilities. Knight g4, attacking the bishop and the pawn on h6, and g4, hitting that guy. Okay, knight g4, knight g4, knight g4. Well, I'm going to go with g4. I think the bishop maybe will leave, somehow will leave on his own from e5 if I develop my pieces reasonably enough. Okay, we have an interesting position. Let's see. What if I go... I want to attack this complex of the dark squares here. Let's see how black can deal with that. And just bring my... Well, actually, wait a second. Yeah, bring my rook here. Still... Okay, I'm going to take the rook, even though taking the bishops are about the same thing. Okay, and let's say we trade. Let's say we trade. And let's say I play bishop f4. How's this? Black is playing very well, by the way. Very well. Yeah, tough game. Now I need to prepare. Now I probably need to play g5. Otherwise, black plays g5. I don't want that to happen. And now I play b3 to prepare d4. What a tough position. What a tough position. Okay, now I will play d4. Since I prepared it, I better play it. Interesting. So takes. Aha. That's a bit passive. Now I can exchange that dangerous bishop and play knight f6. Or, what else? Let's try it. I have my two bishops, but it's not that easy, obviously. Okay, now let's try to waltz in with my queen to e7. That could be dangerous for black. Okay, well, I'm gonna do it. Yes, I'm gonna do it. Still complicated, actually. Okay, and black, it's not over. Can win a pawn, or even not that much. I don't even know whether this is a good idea. Wow. All right, let's try this. Let's try this and see whether this can be, or whether this is a winning position. Okay. Wait a second, that's not a good move. That is not a good move, because now I can play bishop g5 and the king can't approach. He should have tried for the opposite color bishop sending, I think. This is very dangerous. Okay. But now, boom, goodbye. The queen is coming. Tough game though. Wow. Tough ending. Okay, little by little, no attacks though. Good game. Okay. Who do we have next? And tired dad. Hello. I get tired sometimes as well with my 8-month-old Daniela. Let's see. Oh, let me defend before it's too late. Let me defend with this move here. And this move here. E3. It should be 2. Okay, I'm just developing my pieces. That's all I'm doing. Without too much complication. Just trying to develop my pieces. That's it. The bishop has to go somewhere. Why not to a b2 square? In general, if you develop your pieces, my friends, your position should be okay, even if you're not developing to the best squares. You should be at least equal still, because you've developed your pieces. That's all you need to do to begin with. Then you have to figure out a plan. But generally, just developing it. Now, this by the way, pawn takes pawn, knight g4. So tired dad does know what he's doing. He has not started to see seams. So I'm not gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go h3, just a nice waiting move, so that knight g4 is not possible. By the way, so I am threatening pawn takes pawn now. But let's see if black plays e4. Then I'll play knight d2, and try to surround this e4 pawn later on. Okay, let's see. That's what we get. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, now I can play c4, of course, and let's see how black goes about defending his position. I mean, I would play c6. Yeah, good. Now let me put my pawn on a4, and the real reason is that I want my bishop on a3, but behind the pawn, not in front of it. So I can still reserve the ideas of b4 and b5 to break open black's queenside pawns. So bishop a3, b4, b5 is my plan. Let's see what black comes up with as his plan. Okay, logical. Okay, so I'm putting my bishop there. And my knight comes out to c3. Now I want to take and play knight b5. And that's a nice square for my knights. At least for one of them. Yeah, there it is. My knight found a nice home. Threatening knight d6, probably with something in mind. I don't know exactly what, but probably something vicious one of these days. So, yeah, I mean, I think black hasn't really started his kingside counterplay. So I'm just a little bit better somehow, right? And all that happened was that black played for e4 and then d5, and suddenly he's already in a bit of a trouble. So actually exchanging light squared bishops is to my advantage. So I'll play knight d6, really with the idea to just exchange these bishops. Now I can take this guy, play queen e2, and I've just exchanged the bishops. Okay, now of course black wants to play bishop f8, and that I'm not sure I want to allow. Although I can still play knight b5, but I'll probably play knight b5 immediately. And now all I need is for my knight on d2 to have a life. My knight on d2 has a life. Black will be in serious trouble. And that's a good move. I guess. That's a good move. Yeah. So now I have to challenge. Oh, I should have played rook c8, I think. Should have okay, this is another way of doing it. Okay, so now I probably want to play queen f1. So I'm still eyeing the b5 square. So my queen can get that way if it needs to. But I think black is still in trouble. Okay, it's good that black is trying to position his pieces a little bit better. Okay, but now maybe I should do the same. Maybe I should play knight b1, or just b4. Maybe b4. That will stop. b4 looks nice. I don't want to exchange too many things, but there's another idea. Yeah, there's another cool idea that I see. I'm going to try it. No, I'm not going to try it. Okay, I'm going to play either b4 knight b1. Let me think about this. Okay, so I'm going to play b4. Okay, I'm going to play b4 to start my knight on a route, on a good route somewhere. Okay, here play bishop d6, I think. Okay, now I was thinking I will play bishop c7 if that happens, to win the b6 pawn, after all. And I think finally I broke through. Entire dad finally is in trouble here. I can take this pawn, attack the knight and the rook. Okay, this can be taken this way. This I can just take this way. And it looks pretty bad for black now. Pretty bad, in fact, for black. Yep. 2 pawns down, and the pawn is unstoppable. That's a bad sign. Okay, I don't want to blunder my pieces. So let me just play queen, bishop c5. And actually just queen takes. Although pawn takes is good too. Because, I mean, all these pawns are nice and passed. And now just drop my queen back. I can take the pawn too. Why not just take a pawn, right? Can't be bad to just take a pawn and become 3 pawns up. Okay, this one is queening one day. And okay, tough game. But at the end of it, finally white's slight advantage proved very serious. And the slight advantage came because I got squares when you played a5. Not nice. Why aren't you nice? All right, good luck. Let's see, how can I defend here? I feel very defensive here already, but since you're not moving, but you should move, and then I'll start defending. That's the way it will go. Be nice, not nice. Or you're referring to not Nice. That's the sign I saw in as you're leaving Nice in France. Nice is obviously crossed out as you're leaving it in France, and then you're reading it on the side, and you're saying, "Oh my God! All right, not nice is not there. He's in Nice, I guess." Okay, what do we have then? Coming at me, Nurmi. Okay, good luck. Good luck. Highest rating of the day. Okay, I'm gonna try to defend as much as I can. Playing very defensive today. Every game a defense. Okay, how should I defend now? c5 or e5? Let's play neither one. Knight c6. Okay, h6. I'm gonna defend. I'm just defending all day long. a5. Okay. Okay, let's go this way. Let's go this way then. Okay, take that one and leave before you hit me. Why stay and be hit when you can leave beforehand? That's my motto. Especially when I'm defending. Okay, and this is a cool way of changing that. Okay, I'm going to attack the rook because it's in the way. Maybe I can make something of it. Okay. Now what should I do? Let's defend this pawn on e5 with the knight on e4. Rook on b3 is a bit strangely placed, so maybe we can make use of that. Takes is good. I can definitely take back. Nothing wrong with that, so I'll take it. And I'll take this as well. It's always nice when your opponent exchanges your pieces onto slightly better positions. Wait for those, and then you'll slowly get a slightly better position that way. As all your pieces are gradually improved by your opponent's captures. Okay, that's one's an interesting one. The bishop doesn't seem to do so well on a3, but maybe it will be well placed. Who knows? I have to be careful about that. So I think the rook on a3 will not be doing as much. So I'm going to leave the rook on a3 there and try to get the rook on d1. Okay, the rook on d1 knows what it has to do. And that's a good thing. Now, this looks like a nice position, but I have to be exact. Looks like I should play f5. So then take the knight and play e4 at some point. But maybe I can just play knight c6, b5, take the knight, and play bishop takes knight d4, bishop takes b7, knight e2. But it doesn't, there's no finish there. There's no finish, unfortunately. So I have to play something else. Alright, let's play f5 after all. First of all, that holds up our bishop, so it's not attacked, in case some strange tactics come about. And we can see how to improve our position. Okay, this, as I said, is holding up our bishop. We can take the knight now. The bishop now. I think that's good now. And now maybe we should play. Maybe I should play rook d4. Maybe knight c6, because now on b5 there's knight d4, and that's a tempo as well. That actually looks very strong. Let me play knight c6 then. And knight d4. Looks like a very nice position for black. The pieces are misplaced. Okay, this one I can try to... Okay, that's a good move actually. That I missed. So now, how can I make use of this advantage of mine? Maybe I should open up the bishop, finally. Maybe it's time to open up the bishop. Okay, here I can close out this knight. Just a relatively... Okay, and this one I can just keep here. I'm playing against the knight on g2 now, against the piece. Anti-piece play, basically. Focusing on one piece to play against. Okay, and I'm gonna hit this knight, this bishop I mean. Hit it again. Okay, I can defend this pawn for now. And this is going where exactly? What if I play... Okay, let's say I play bishop e5. Oops. Not such a great move, maybe. Not such a great move at all, huh? That's just a blunder. Ay, just a blunder. Jesus, just blundered that. Yeah. Okay. I just blundered that. Now I'm gonna have to play foolish chess. Foolish chess. Let's see. Let's see if my foolish chess can hold up. It's tough. It's tough to play against such a well-prepared opponent. Okay, fine. Checkmate. Oh, out of nowhere. Hallelujah. In a defensive frenzy, I finally delivered checkmate. Tough game. Oh my god. Even rook g2 would have still drawn. Okay. I mean the last move of the game. Tough game, Normi. Very tough. You had me really worried there. Okay, who's next? Who is next? Who is next today? Okay. Chef Cat from Canada again. Okay. Okay, let's defend. As we started today, this whole defensive row, let's keep defending. Keep defending. Keep defending. Keep defending. Keep defending. I'm keeping my defenses up for now. Okay. I'm going to defend, but I'm also going to counterattack if that's what you're trying to do. It's not going to be a one-way street here. It's going to go two ways here. You're casting queenside, and I'm defending. I haven't even castled and everything like that, so let's see. Okay, how should we take this? With the knight or the pawn? The knight or the pawn? Let's see. Let's take with the pawn. Let's take with the pawn, keep more options open. That bishop is not so well placed on d6. Let's keep those options open for now. Good. And now we're going to go away from c1. Away to d1, to c1 from d1, to see how it goes. Okay. Okay, let's try to open up the position a little bit. Exactly. Just a little bit. That's okay. You can take that one, no problem. That one you can take. If you want. And I'll take this one. Okay, let me take this one. And let's try to develop our pieces after all. we should develop one day. Why not today? Pawn structure is okay for white now, right? So I can just get away from all this mess I got myself into. I should be okay. So let me get another attacking move in. Let me get another attacking, developing move in. And then castle. And I should be okay, maybe. If I castle, finally. Although maybe now I'll be able to take the pawn on b6 too. Who knows? Let's... I'm going to have to take a look at that in a sec. After black chooses his queen haven. Okay, well then that makes a lot of sense, because that's, I mean, taking the b pawn, because that also exchanges queens. That can't be bad for me. A pawn up, out of that defensive stance I was in, all of a sudden I'm a pawn up. And okay, yeah, I understand, of course, that move has the right to be played sometimes. I can play knight c4, attacking the rook. And see where that takes me. Okay, now I want to figure out what's happening with that bishop. Like if I play g4, it will play bishop b4. Okay, and if I play... I should probably do that. I should play g4, because actually, if I just castle after g5, my knight will go to e2, and then he'll play bishop b3. But here I can just take the bishop, and already I know I'm doing well. Oh my god, even this way. Well, then the knight has a beautiful square on e5, blocking the c pawn. And I can just, okay, I can just take, because that's actually... And finally, without castling, I managed to get a very nice position. Now, if I check, where do you go with the king? It's not going to be so simple to find the square. Okay, what if I play rook b1, threatening a4? Okay, but now I can take, and that's a good thing. Should I take or play a4? I'll just take. Okay, now okay, knight c4 would lose, so I'll just play rook b. Okay, rook b3. I'm 2 pawns up. Okay, trading knights would be nice. Trading knights would be very nice, so I'm going to go for that. Yes, I'm going to trade knights. Keep the pawn on the a file. Okay, that's no problem. And just go after this one. And then just go after these ones. This is very, very, very winning. Take this guy. Take this guy. Yeah. Okay, tough game from the defensive position. Okay. See who's next. Okay, our old friend Nick Invidiato. Okay, good luck, my friend. And okay, we'll play the Sicilian in an effort to show some defenses on the Sicilian side. Okay, and okay, we've done that. I did one like that. Okay, let's take this guy. And what can I tell you? I mean, there's something to be said for just playing d5 here. Just d5. And then a6 and knight f6. It's one interesting way of playing in this line. See, that way, when I take on d5, my position is quite nice, I think. I already have this a6 move in, which is kind of helpful. And not really clear why what white has for the two bishops that he gave up. My favorite two bishops. Okay, I can just develop this in this position like normally. E6, very passively, but once I develop, then I'll start doing something. I don't need to start doing anything now before my pieces are out. Ah, did not see that idea. Okay, but I can take the knight. And play bishop e7. That all comes very quickly. And I should be okay. Because I'm basically gaining time as I'm developing, right? So, gain a little bit of time here. I can see that you want to play d5, but that's not going to be such a hot idea, I don't think. If I play queen f6, for example, and you play d6, your opponent's going to be stranded there. Okay, then now I can move my queen to any good old square. Queen c7 comes to mind, for example. And the pawn structure is not so hot for white if we don't get something done. Okay, time to develop my bishop. Okay, let's finish up the development here. Now I want to just play bishop e8, for example, to get my position very solid. White can probably take on c5, but if I just play bishop e8, these three triple pawns will not be pretty. Okay, this allows bishop b5. Okay, I'm gonna. Yeah, everything looks nice, but okay, I'm gonna play pawn takes pawn for now. And now, how does white play? If pawn takes, then bishop b5. Okay, this is interesting. And of g6, queen h6. Okay, so I have to defend bishop e8, threatening f6, and I'm a pawn up. And this is not clearly okay. This I can defend against, but I'm still threatening f6, and I'm still a pawn up. Yes, queen h6 is in there. But now I can, if I take another pawn, I'll take another pawn. What does white do? 2 pawns up. I want to play rook d5. Queen takes pawn is met by queen takes knight. Game over. f6 is in the air, protecting, exchanging all kinds of pawns. Okay, now f6. White needs mate. He's 2 pawns down. And instead he has to play knight g6. Yeah. And now lots of possibilities, including rook d5, which I like, but these 6 pawns is a little bit weak. Maybe I should play rook d5. Rook d5, let's say. And now, Okay, I don't know. What's the threat? What is the threat of whites? Knight f4, then rook e5. What is white's threat? Okay, I'm gonna take just to make it simple because I'm getting confused, and I'm just gonna play rook g5, just to really make it very simple for everybody involved. I think that's just the simplest way of going about this. And I'm just 2 pawns up, and that's it. Okay, and I'm gonna play queen f7, so there are no questions asked. Just 2 pawns up, e5, and pretty much, yeah, okay, this one I can take, and this one I can take too. 3 pawns up and counting. Okay, this is interesting, but is it really going to be mate? Even queen h7 is not going to be a big deal. So if I can take the c pawn too, that's a bit too much. But I can then play rook e8, and so I'm going to take the c pawn. And just play rook e8. Now all these pawns up here. Actually, I was blundering. I think I missed queen c4 somewhere there. Oh my god. I think I missed queen c4. Goodness gracious. Okay. So let's finish this up in a normal fashion somehow, guys. So rook c8. Play some good moves finally. This is ridiculous. And then I can't take this. But I can try to queen this one. And just move away. Okay. Tough game. Although most of it was created by me at the end. It shouldn't have been that tough. So let's see. And Iron Trobo, good luck for you. And where's my defenses when I need them? Okay, knight f3. G3. Okay. G3, and last chance to try to mate me here. Last game here, guys. So it's up to you to show that attack wins over defense. Okay, let's castle. Okay, and I'm going to defend, as I promised. Just defend, nothing special. Just slow chess. Very slow. Slow defensive chess. Defensive, only defensive. You won't get me to attack until it's really good. Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to exchange? No problem. No, you don't want to exchange. Okay, let me slowly improve my position. Slowly. 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 Okay. Black is thinking of some kingside attack. White is thinking of some queenside expansion. Who is going to be faster? Someone who gave up all his dark squares, or someone who's developing in a nice, steady fashion? I don't know. I'm just making fun, but I'm not sure I'm right. So let's move our knight to e1 so that we can go to d3. from there, nice vistas like the c5 square, and also the possibility to play f3 and attack the knight on e4 in one go. Lots of things. Although f3 is going to be difficult with the pawn on g3 being under attack. So knight d3, black wanted to win some exchange by playing bishop b5. That's not going to work now because I actually covered that in a bit accidentally, but in a bit. Okay, now my idea was knight c5, and I'm going to try to get that down. Knight c5, very strong. Okay, now choices for white. B takes c5 looks good, but D takes c5 looks extremely good as well, because it opens up this diagonal that I want to control. So check, move my queen onto this diagonal, and should I start working my knight in there, or should I play knight b3 a5, or should I play something weird like b5 and something like that? I don't know. Anyway, knight f3, pawn takes pawn, some ideas of trapping my thing there. Okay, I'm going to play knight f3 after all. Just get my knight in there. In there somewhere. And move my knight into an active square, knight g5. Looks like I'm going to be able to do some serious damage to black's position pretty soon. Okay. Don't tell me I didn't tell you. Didn't I say something about serious damage? There it is. Very serious damage. Very serious. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here and playing with me. It was a lot of fun playing defensive style. Next time I'll go all in to attack you. Okay? So we'll do something new each time. It'll be fun. Take care and good luck. All the best. This is Grandmaster Max Dlugy for ICC. Bye-bye.